All right, guys. Welcome back to another class. And today we're going to talk about the uses of hexadecimal and binary numbers. So in the last lesson, we talked about how you can write numbers in hexadecimal and binary. And now we're going to talk about why we use these numbers. So why do we even have hexadecimal and binary numbers? How do we use them in our computers? So first, let's talk about hexadecimals. Now, this is the most important. The use of hexadecimal is a lot more important than the uses of binary in our test, so it will be tested a lot more often. So make sure to memorize these three. We will talk about each function in more detail in later chapters, but for now, make sure to remember these because they are very important and will constantly show up in exams. So there's not a lot to explain here, just three functions you kind of need to memorize. I'm sorry, I don't really like memorizing, but for now you have to memorize these. The first is that these things called MAC addresses, they are represented in hexadecimal. So if they ask you what are state of a function of hexadecimal numbers, you can write MAC addresses are written in hexadecimal, or MAC addresses are uses hexadecimal numbers. The second one is that hexadecimal numbers are used to define colors in HTMLs. So if you see like on the if you go to Google search and you go to some sort of website, you will see colors like green and red or stuff like that. But have you ever wondered why there are different types of colors? How are these colors made? So these colors are actually defined using hexadecimals. And so if they ask you to state, another use of hexadecimal numbers, you can just say they are also used to define colors in HTMLs or create colors in HTMLs. The third one is that they are used in programming. This is a more detailed one. So they might ask you, why is hexadecimal numbers used in programming? And the reason why hexadecimal numbers are used in programming is because it takes up less memory than other forms of expressing numbers. So say if I want to present number 10 in decimal numbers, so in decimal number or denary, so the normal state, I have to write 10. If I want to present 10 using binary numbers, it will take a very, very large number. It'll take 1010 to present 10 in binary. But for hexadecimal, it'll only take a. So a number in hexadecimal may only take one digit, while it may take 2 digits in denary or decimal, and it may take 4 digits in binary. So using hexadecimal numbers to present numbers in programming, takes a lot less digits and therefore a lot less memory. So these are the three main functions of hexadecimals. They are used to write or create MAC addresses. They are used to define colors in HTMLs. And finally, they are used in programming. And the reason why they are used in programming is because it takes up less memory to present numbers. And now let's take a look at binary numbers. Now, this is not so important. You don't really need to memorize these. I just want you guys to have a sort of like an idea. So we will talk about the functions of binary in a lot more detail in later chapters, but for now, just think binary numbers, they are used to store a lot of things. This is a major, this is like a major function of binary numbers. They are used to store images, audios, videos. So a lot of things that are stored on the computer, like such as images, these are actually stored by using binary numbers. And we're going to see how we can store images and stuff like that, and audios, how we can store stuff like that using binary numbers in a later lesson. All right, a very short lesson today. Peace. See you next time.